Okay, so I seem to be getting the impression, and speak up if you feel otherwise, but I seem to be getting the impression that they are just going to cock tease the Jiren versus Goku fight like every episode now. You're getting that impression? I am, because we saw it in the opening credits. That's one big part of it. Goku and Jiren like duking it out, and Goku's got like that red key around him, and he comes out of it, he's smirking, and Jiren's like, oh, and he's like, ah. It's gonna happen, but they've teased us twice with it now, where you see Goku staring down Jiren like, oh shit, this is gonna happen, and then they were cock-blocked, so to speak, both times by Toppo. In this episode, Goku and Jiren are staring down. Toppo shows up, uses his Justice Flash thing on Goku. He gets knocked away, and then Toppo and Jiren, they meet back up, and they're like, okay, we're gonna go with our master plan here. We're gonna retreat and save our stamina, to which they both leave. Remember, Jiren is stronger than Toppo, but Toppo is still the leader of the Pride Troopers, and that's their whole little Power Ranger, Kamen Rider, Super Sentai-esque setup. They have a hierarchical structure, and they listen to the chain of command. So whenever Toppo says it's time to retreat, even though Jiren is stronger, he listens. And Jiren is not the kind of guy that's like, I'm a badass, I'm super strong, I need to fight, that's what I need to do, fuck you, Toppo, I'm fighting this guy, he looks strong. He's not the kind of guy that's like that, so that's kind of refreshing in Dragon Ball, because how many times in this story have we encountered that character that's like, I don't care about the rules, he's strong and I know I'm strong, so let's fight. So that Jiren's like, I know, okay, I know I'm strong, I know you're strong, but that's not what we're doing today. We have other things planned here, so we're gonna go over here and, do this tactical shit, right? So anyway, they set it up for 5 other members of the Pride Troopers to fight against Goku, as well as with Kale and Khalifa, who are also still there from the events of last episode. Kale is kind of like worn out a little bit. She's not in her legendary state anymore. Khalifa is kind of beaten up, but she could still probably get going. The 5 new Pride Troopers were introduced. From left to right, we have Tupper, named after Tupperware. His power is he could super weight himself, so he can turn himself super heavy to, grab onto Goku and then, hold him down. And then we got that tiny little imp guy, I forget what his name is, it starts with a Z, it's like Zupai or whatever, and his ability is Justice Spin, so he could spin around really fast and make a tornado. Then we have the General, Casserole, that's him. He can make various energy weapons with ki, like swords and smoke balls and shit. Then we have the woman who's, okay, there's no way I'm gonna be able to say this without properly... it's okay. It's the French, it's a French term, and the English equivalent, the French equivalent of a Dutch oven, but that's not even good either, because a Dutch oven is a sexual act, and every time I want to say your name, it just comes out like cockatoo or something. So, she's the obligatory female with pink hair. Because in every group in anime, you can't just have a group of 10 dudes. You have to have a group of 9 dudes and 1 woman to balance it out, right? So she's the woman. And then on the end, you have the lizard dude named Kettle. And his ability is he can make electrical energy balls and shit. Anyway, Cockatool's ability is making different dimensions. She could summon a different dimension around her subject, or she could throw up another one around her and her allies as a shield. And it's a different dimension, so you can't break it. Spoiler alert, it gets broken. Gets broken it's like a fucking dollar store piece of shit, So, that's gonna go down. So, it's mostly between Goku and eventually 17 and 18 join in. They fight against these Pride Troopers a little bit. It really just comes down to an episode, and this is an episode that really just feels like a fodder elimination episode, alright, we still got a few more people left over, so let's just knock them out. Let's just introduce these 5 members of the Pride Troopers. Well, we saw Casserole earlier, but we didn't really get to see what he could do. Let's introduce these 5 members of the Pride Troopers. Okay, they have their episode. Alright, they're out. Now we have to move on to the Pride Troopers that actually that matter. Toppo and Jiren and the bunny dude, Dispo, who, okay, nobody cares about. It's Toppo and Jiren. That's everyone. Everyone only cares about Toppo and Jiren, all right? We see a brief flash, though, of Master Roshi, because last episode with Kale's rampage, everybody got kind of separated. So you see Master Roshi using his, like, Thunder Shock surprise against a Universe 3 member, and then Tien shows up and goes, like, Shin Kikoho! And then blasts him off the edge. Gohan's there, Piccolo's there, they all regroup. Krillin is, of course, out, so then you just got 17 and 18 who team up with Goku to try to fight against the Pride Troopers. Although it really all culminates in Kale and Khalifa. So what happens is that the 4 Pride Trooper members, they all gather together in the universe, this like little pocket universe that Kokoroto creates. Whatever, I'm just gonna fuck up her name. I don't know. The pink-haired girl creates, right? And they're like, okay, let's just beat her down. And then so I'm sitting there thinking, you know, well, let's see here. We got 2 Saiyans in a pocket universe. I wonder if there's going to be any way that they're going to be able to break that pocket universe. If only there was ever a time in this story where a Saiyan going into an advanced Super Saiyan stage was able to break out of a pocket universe. You know, and considering that Goku actually mentioned last episode that, man, you might even go Super Saiyan 3 in this battle, Caulifla. I thought it was going to be that. I thought Caulifla was going to go SS3 and to just break out of the dimension. But no, we have one better. This is kind of another episode about Kale. It's weird, you know, I thought it was just going to be last episode like, oh, okay, Kale rage moded, then Jiren took her out, we're done. No, we get a whole other episode featuring Kale. Because, Kale, no. Because, she breaks out her controlled Super Saiyan form. Remember that if we're going along the same logic of Broly here, Broly did have a base Super Saiyan form. His hair kind of honestly looked more blue than anything. But going into that form was different from his legendary form. So Kale achieved this form, so she's able to stay in control. Her hair is still tinted green. And then she showed even more control by going into her legendary form, the Rage Mode form, but she was able to control that as well. Why was she able to control this? Well, I can give you a very substantial reason. How Kale was able to go beast mode crazy last episode and then all of a sudden just has complete control over all of her powers in this episode. And that reason is, well, okay, well, there's a time in every female Saiyan's life when they get to, no, that's something else altogether. You know, it's the emotional factor that actually, no, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Plot convenience? Yeah, that's a reason. Kind of a shitty reason, but still a reason. The only thing I could come up with the only thing I came up with, every other time she's gone into her legendary form, it's always been because of intense feelings of jealousy or something like that. Like last episode, she did it because, like, oh, I'm jealous of Son Goku because Caulifla's paying attention to him, or I'm jealous of Kaba because he seems to be hitting on Caulifla. By the way, I ship it. Just saying. But it seems to be out of acts of jealousy. This episode, she goes into it not because of jealousy, but because she curses her own powerlessness. So maybe it's like, I'm so weak, I'm so pathetic, I wish I could just hurry up and gain control over my power. Oh, I gained control of my power. It's still a shitty plot convenience kind of thing. But it's like, you know, gotta move the fucking plot train along, I guess. We're in a tournament, we're in a battle royale where a bunch of shit's flying around. I guess you don't have a lot of time to train up to learn how to control this power, so they just give it to her instead. You know, I don't know how, I don't know. Like I said before, I'm not that pissed about this. I don't know why. People can rage for days about this, like it's a fucking cheat how she just has control of this power, and it is, but I'm just, whatever. I mean, I guess it all depends if they're going to do anything with it. Is there going to be like an arc where Caulifla and Kale team up with Universe 7 and they go on some adventure? Because if that's the case, then yeah, it is kind of cheap how she just attained this power. But if they're not going to do anything with them after this arc, or it's going to be very minimal what they do with her, then I guess it's fine. Like, whatever the fuck, just show us some cool fights here and then disappear into the realms of forgotivity later on. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, they team up. You have Kale going SS2, you have Caulifla going into a legendary state, and then they launch a like a Christmas beam, I called it, because you got green from Kale and then the red beam from Caulifla, and they twist together looking like a fucking, you know, just like red and green, like a Christmas blast from fucking Santa Claus. And then the Pride Troopers all gather up and they do their Power Rangers-esque attack, United Justice Stream! And then they blast, and it's a beam struggle, and it's cool. Eventually, you know, Kale and Caulifla win the day. They burst out of the universal bubble. The lizard dude, Kettle and Casserole and Zeppo and Topo. Topo actually gets knocked off previously by Goku. They managed to knock him off, him in 1817. They managed to knock him off. And then the other three get knocked off by Kale and Caulifla, leaving just the girl, the pink-haired girl. And she's protected by her dimension, so she's like, yeah, I win, awesome! 18 just picks her up and is like, oh, okay, I'll just chuck the whole thing off then. So she just chucks her off. 18 and 17 got some cool moments in this episode, mostly just because they're so, like, stoic. Like, 17's personality is just like, you know, that they're going on and on about Casserole's ability, like, he can shape any weapon out of his ki. He's the ultimate fighting force. And then, you know, 17 just like, that's a stupid attack. And it's just out of nowhere, like, would you please stop talking about justice? It's really lame. And then just proceeds to beat the shit out of him. So that's cool. You know, 18 gets some moments there. Not as much. I think 17's more prone for that, like, that dry sense of humor. But 18's pretty cool, too. She's the second most physically intimidating blonde girl I know in my life, yes. Anyway, the episode ends with, you know, half of the Pride Troopers fighting force being wiped out. The Vermouth, the God of Destruction, the clown dude from Universe 11, he's freaking out. Kai, the Supreme Kai from Universe 11, they're both like, oh my god, half of our ultimate fighting force was wiped out. Yeah, kind of like, fuck you there, Kai, because he's going on and on about how Universe 11 will obviously succeed. Ha! Suck it! You're not top shit anymore, huh? I'm just saying, Universe 7 has only lost one member. They still got 9 guys. Are they in the lead right now? They might seriously be in the lead right now. I mean, if we're going by members of universes eliminated, you know what I mean? Because I know a few members from Universe 3 have been dumped out. I don't know about Universe 4, but I know a decent number, like at least 3 or 4 from Universe 4 have been knocked out. Universe 6, no. Universe 6 still probably has a decent number of members. They might actually have everybody from Universe 6. I'm trying to think if anybody got knocked out from Universe 6 yet. I don't think. Magetta and Botamo were still around. The big pudgy guy from Universe 10 gets knocked out by Frieza. That has a moment with Frieza and Vegeta, like, you stole my kill! Well, you stole my knockout, Frieza! And Frieza's like, first come, first serve, and then just knocks him out, like, So that's cool, I guess. But yeah, I think between Universe 6 might not have lost anybody, but then you have Universe 7, who's only lost 1. So I think we still might be in the lead now. The episode ends with the green-haired chick from Universe 2, the one that turns into a chubby Teletubby. You know, or it's like the reverse Sailor Moon transformation. You know, she shows up, and she's just kind of staring down at Goku in 17 and 18. So, from the credits, we see Vegeta's going to be the one to fight her. So we might get a good chance at a Vegeta episode next one. So, yeah, I hope to check back here for that. This was Dragon Ball Super Episode 101. I'm Tekking101. I wish it was something a little bit cooler than just disposing of the riffraff. But hey, we got to see some cool powers. We got to see some fucking energy beams getting thrown around. Pride Troopers doing their whole... They have the fucking explosions in the background whenever they're doing their thing. So whatever. I'll run with it. I'll go with the fantasy. Alright. Hope you guys enjoyed. Next episode, I'm sure will be pretty cool. Maybe we'll get cock-teased at the Jiren fight again. That's what I'll be looking forward to now. Maybe next episode, they're gonna blue ball us again. Yeah! Alright, have a good night, everybody. Tekking101 signing out.